Hello everyone, I'm Anuj Jaggi and I'm a legal intern with Lexis and Company. And the topic for today's second video presentation is collective bargaining. Under this video, I'll be talking about its concept, aims and objectives, its legality, and this collective bargaining agreement given under the Industrial Relations Code of 2020. So let's start. Collective bargaining simply means negotiation. It provides an opportunity to the workers to achieve industrial democracy. In Indian industry, the process of collective bargaining started in the second half of the 19th century and got legislative recognition in the first half of the 20th century. The relevant provisions of IR Code and the Constitution, along with some cases of the Apex Code, have been dealt with for justifying the legality of collective bargaining. Collective bargaining is considered as the best possible method because in this the disputants themselves sit together and resolve their differences and disputes in an amicable and respectable manner. Further moving ahead, collective bargaining also may be called as settlement arrived by the parties, that is, employer and the worker. Section 2 of the IR Code 2020 has defined settlement, which means a settlement arrived at in the course of conciliation proceeding and includes a written agreement between the employer and the worker. Its main aims and objectives are: it balances the legitimate expectation. It is a means of regulating wages and conditions of the service. And lastly, it is a means of regulating labor management relations. Legality of collective bargaining in India. The Constitution of India and the Code of Industrial Relations. Under Constitution of India, in its fundamental chapters and the directive principles of state policy, it justifies the collective bargaining. Article 19 permits to form association which implicates the validity of trade union, and as mentioned above that one of the main purposes of trade union is collective bargaining. Further, another Article 43A in particular provides the state shall ensure the participation of workers in the management. Although the said directives are not directly enforceable by the court of law, it's still binding in nature. And under Industrial Relations Code 2020, this act enacted for providing the mechanism for the settlement of disputes. According to section 57 of this code, a settlement arrived at by agreement between the employer and the workman otherwise than in the course of conciliation proceeding shall be binding on both the parties of the agreement. Thus, settlement other than conciliation which may take place by a binding agreement between the employer and the employee is nothing but an implication of collective bargaining agreement. In other words, section 57 recognizes collective bargaining. In a landmark case of Dimakuchi Tea Estate versus the management of Dimakuchi Tea Estate, the examination of the salient provisions of the Act shows that the collective bargaining is the measure for securing and preserving amity and good relation between the employer and workman. In another landmark case, Amalgamated Coffee Estate Limited versus Workmen, the Apex Court held that the process of negotiated settlements is at the heart of the solution of the collective disputes. Unlike a settlement in the course of conciliation proceedings, a bipartite settlement with a majority union is equally binding if it is held to be fair and reasonable. The Industrial Employment Act 1946, now repealed to be Industrial Relations Code 2020, provided us with the settlement which is ultimately known as collective bargaining. Thank you. And if you have any queries or doubts or questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section. Thank you, everyone.